If you ask someone to summarize the life of King David, they'll almost always mention the shepherd boy who defeated Goliath. It's a story of courage, faith, and underdog triumph. But if we only look at the Valley of Elah, we miss the most important and most difficult lesson from David's life. God did not call David a man after his own heart because he was a flawless hero. He gave him that title because of how he handled his greatest, most devastating failure. By 2 Samuel 11, David is no longer the scrappy, reliant shepherd. He is an established, powerful king, and in a moment of idleness, he abuses that power. He takes Bathsheba, the wife of Uriah, one of his most loyal soldiers, and when she becomes pregnant, David actually has Uriah killed to cover it up. For a full year, David lives with the lie. The man who wrote the Psalms of worship has effectively silenced his conscience to protect his throne. But God in his mercy does not let David get away with it. He sends the prophet Nathan to confront him. Nathan doesn't walk in pointing fingers. Instead, he tells David a story about a rich man who, rather than use his own vast flocks, steals a poor man's single beloved lamb to feed a guest. David's sense of justice is immediately triggered. He is furious. He demands punishment. And then in one of the most dramatically tense moments in all of Scripture, Nathan looks at the king of Israel and says, "You are the man." This is a hinge upon which David's entire legacy swings. In the ancient world, kings had absolute authority. David could have had Nathan executed. He could have rationalized his sin and cited the pressures of leadership. Instead, David says 5 words in Hebrew that change everything. "I have sinned against the Lord." To understand why this is so profound, contrast David with his predecessor, King Saul. When the prophet Samuel confronted Saul about his own disobedience, Saul deflected, defended, and minimized. He blamed his soldiers, he made excuses. He cared more about how he looked in front of people than how he stood before God. When David is confronted, the throne ceases to matter. His pride shatters. There are no excuses, no blame shifting, no attempts to manage his image. He simply breaks. We see the depths of that brokenness in Psalm 51. "For I know my transgressions, and my sin is always before me. Against you, you only, have I sinned. Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me." David's life teaches us a deeply comforting yet challenging truth. Being a person after God's own heart does not require a perfect track record. It requires a perfect trajectory.